Ready?
Yep.
Great. Good evening. Welcome to the November 26, 2024 meeting of the Jackson Township Council. Now come to order. Given the roll call, Councilman Borelli. Here. Councilman Bernstein. Here. Councilman Chisholm. Here. Council Vice President Sargent. Here. Council President Kuhn.
Here.
Thank you. As acting clerk of this meeting, I hereby publicly announce that in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of the meeting has been advertised in the manner prescribed by law, sending annual notice as required by Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act to the required newspapers on January 5th, 2020. To a public, that's, okay. Posting in advance a written notice of the official bulletin board of the municipal building, filing in advance a written notice of the township clerk for the purchase of public inspection. Council President, announcements.
Thank you. I'd just like to say a couple words before we get to the proclamation. On behalf of the Jackson Township Council, it is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you tonight to celebrate the two important milestones for our police department, the swearing in of our newest Class 2 officers and the introduction of our very first K-9 unit. This evening is a true testament to the strength, dedication, and unity that defines our community. First and foremost, we want to express our deepest gratitude to the Ventura family, Jen, Ashley, Dylan, and all of the Ventura family members. And the Canterman Foundation, Stan and Tina, they have generously donated a K-9 to our department, making this K-9 unit a reality. Your incredible generosity and selfless support are truly appreciated, and we are profoundly grateful for your commitment to the safety of our residents and the success of our Jackson Police Department. A special thank you also goes to our partners at New Jersey Transit Police, Sergeant Keith Lusta and Police Officer Ed Joes, for your ongoing collaboration and support. We also recognize retired Jackson Police Sergeant Theodore Kakowski, whose years of service have paved the way for all that we are celebrating tonight. Thank you for being here with us to mark this important occasion. We are especially proud of our K-9 handlers, Officer Jameson with his K-9 Robbie and Officer Minisali, with his K-9 Bricks. We have every confidence in the ability and are proud to see them lead this important new unit with their K-9 partners, and we are essentially in helping to keep Jackson residents safe. We are welcomed the Jackson Police Department first ever K-9 unit, and we are reminded of the vital role these working dogs play in the enhancing of our police operations. These K-9s will help in everything from narcotics detection to search and rescue, and they will serve as a vital and essential presence in our community. Their work will undoubtedly improve public safety and ensure the continued protection of our residents. Tonight, we celebrate teamwork, commitment, and generosity to the Ventura family and the Canterman Foundation and all who have supported this effort. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your contributions have a lasting impression on our community for years to come. Let us all take a moment to reflect on the dedication to our police department and the incredible partnerships that have made Jackson Township a safer place to live and raise our families. This is a night that marks not only the beginning of a new chapter for our police department, but also for a reminder of the power of working together for the greater good. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, Mayor Michael Rena will present the oath of office for our two special law enforcement officers, and then we will then commence with the introduction of your K-9 unit. Mayor?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Here.
Presented by
I forgot to bring treats.
Mayor Rena and Public Safety Director Candido. Thank you very much.
That's what I said. You come out.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe Candido. I'm the Public Safety Director for Jackson Township. I want to thank Mayor Rena, the administration, for support on getting us Class 2s as we start to replenish our Class 2 specials, which we are short on, as well as they've also been gracious in letting us grow this unit and get us more Class 2s. So if anybody has applications, please put them in or know somebody who's interested. I'd like to call up our first candidate here that we are swearing in, Mason Kinlan. Mason was born and raised in Jackson Township. He attended Jackson Township High School, graduating from Memorial High School in 2023. In August 2023, Mason was hired by the Seaside Park Police Department. He attended the Ocean County Police Academy, Class 53, graduating in May of 2024. Mason worked as a Class 2 Special Officer for the Borough of Seaside Park for the summer of 24. His duties included basic patrol work, traffic enforcement, and answering calls for service within the borough. He is excited to further his career with the Jackson Township Police Department, following in the footsteps of his father, James Kinlan, who is a sergeant first class with the Ocean Township Police Department in Waretown, recently retired. Congratulations to that on a good 25-year career. And his mother, Mary Nelson, Captain Mary Nelson, who works here in Jackson Township. In his spare time, Mason enjoys hunting, fishing, and restoring his 1990 Jeep Cherokee. Holding the Bible will be his father, James, and mother, Mary, and his younger brother, Marshall. You guys come up.
Right hand on the Bible. Left hand on the Bible, I'm sorry.
Left hand.
I haven't done this in a while. I state your name.
Mason Kinlan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will be of true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as a special law enforcement officer,
as a special law enforcement officer,
Class 2 for the Township of Jackson,
Class 2 for the Township of Jackson,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, we have Michael Pratt. Come on up. Michael was born in Staten Island. He's inspired by his mother, Michelle Pratt, a retired NYPD police officer who was a 9/11 first responder, to pursue a career in law enforcement to follow in her footsteps. He began his journey as a Class 1 and later a Class 2 police officer with the Seaside Heights Police Department, serving during 2 summer seasons there. Michael's passionate about fitness, paddleboarding, public interaction, and community service. Michael is also a certified scuba diver and a former high school lacrosse player. Holding the Bible tonight will be his mother, Michelle Pratt.
Glasses. I state your name.
I, Michael Pratt,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as a special law enforcement officer, Class 2,
as a special law enforcement officer, Class 2,
for the Township of Jackson,
for the Township of Jackson,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Again, I'd like to thank the mayor, the administration, and the council for all the support in getting us to Class 2s and as we continue to keep growing that. Next, I'd like to bring up our canine officers, Officer Minisal and his partner Bricks, and Officer Jameson and his partner Robbie. They're very rambunctious, as you can see. Again, I'd like to thank the mayor, council, administration for all the support in getting this program off the ground. It was a monumental task with a lot of people that did a lot of work to make this happen tonight. And I couldn't be happier for the fact that we're here today and hopefully looking towards the future for some growth somewhere down the line. But in the meantime, I congratulate these two officers for how many weeks? 26 weeks of training with the dogs. It was a very long journey. Bricks is certified in bomb detection as well as in tracking, and Robbie's certified in narcotics and tracking. So these two dogs are a great asset in addition to our community. What I would like to do is bring up the Ventura family, if they could come up. Captain Vardalos. Hey, George. Yes, that's you. Wake up. So, yeah. This plaque's presented to the Ventura family. We've named Robbie after Robbie Ventura. Robbie's end of watch was on March 18th in 2001 in the early morning hours. Anybody that knew Robbie, and again, this happened over 20 years ago, he was a tremendous, tremendous guy. Served the community, both as a fireman and as our policeman here in Jackson Township. He is sorely missed. May K9 Robbie, named in his honor, continue his service, keeping the citizens of our community safe. Thank you to the Ventura family, and this is in honor of Robbie. You can tussle it. No. Thank you. As you can see, they're playful. The Canterman Foundation. Anybody here from the Canterman Foundation? Can they come up? Captain Nelson? Captain Nelson made a connection with the Canterman Foundation. From what I understand, Brian Canterman was an avid believer in the K9 program and passed away at a very young age. Your contribution directly enhances the safety and effectiveness of our team in serving the community. Your generous donation of K9 Robbie is deeply appreciated and has made us a significant difference in our ability to fulfill our mission in reviving our K9 program. The Canterman Foundation has been tremendous. They went through great lengths to work with us as we worked through our hiccups to get this program off the ground. And made a very generous donation, and now we have Canine Robbie to show for it. And thanks to Captain Nelson's hard work as well in making that connection for us. So we thank you very much for everything that you've done and bringing us Canine Robbie here. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Wouldn't be the first time. You hungry?
A little bit more turkey.
I know. George, you back up. Retired Sergeant Theodore Kikowski, or as we lovingly call him, Teddy. How long ago did you retire? Oh, God. So Sergeant Kikowski retired about 2 years ago. I had to remind myself of that. Ted has been an integral part in getting this program off the ground. Many years ago, we tried doing this and without success, getting the program off the ground, I'd say about 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer. And Ted did a tremendous amount of work. And he kept trying and trying all the way up until the point he retired. And once he retired and heard that we were getting this off the ground again, he helped our 2 officers here, along with Officer Kokich, who I want to give a shout out to, because Nick put a lot of work into this program and doing a lot of the legwork and finding out stuff that we needed. But Ted helped these guys get the equipment that we needed, the training, and guidance on how to get this done and off the ground. So your contributions have been invaluable to our team, and we are grateful for all you have done. Your ideas, input, and enthusiasm were most helpful and have assisted us in making our K-9 program a success. Ted, thank you for everything. Couldn't have done it without you. Sergeant Keith DeLuca and Officer Ed Yost from the Transit Police Department. I can't thank the Transit Police Department enough for what they've done for us. While we were, again, working through our hiccups to get this program off the ground, these guys actually put their training course off about a week or so to get us in so we can make this rotation and get these officers and dogs trained. Their guidance to our officers were invaluable. Their dedication to the program can't even be quantified in what they've done for us and how they've helped us and continue to help us. And we have a great working relationship and look forward to continuing that. So, actually, we have 2 different flags. Thanks, George. To Officer Yost, your leadership and attention to detail have been instrumental in achieving our goal of revitalizing and making our K-9 program successful. Thank you for your commitment to supporting the Jackson Township Police Department. And to Sergeant Keith DeLuca, your guidance and patience played a pivotal role in helping us navigate through the challenges of reestablishing our K-9 program. Thank you for your commitment to supporting the Jackson Township Police Department. Thank you, gentlemen. Couldn't have done it without you. That's all we got? You're good. Again, thank you,
Thank you
everybody,
very
for
much.
coming.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you for your support.
Congratulations. So if that concludes that portion of the council meeting, so if anybody wanted to leave, we will not get offended before we go into township business. We're going to allow everybody 5 minutes to talk, discuss, and then we will reconvene the meeting at 6:55. Sharp.
Good. How are you? We're gonna just take stuff. Oh, no. Right. Yeah. That's the best thing to do. That is. It's very good medicine. That's the best way.
Whenever you're ready. Mr. Wall is our business administrator and also acting as our registered municipal clerk tonight, as he is licensed to do so.
Yes,
So-
good evening. Thank you, Council President. Next on the agenda is a question and answer session with the Township Council and the tax assessor regarding the recently completed township revaluation. Our department head, our tax assessor, Mr. Peter Marr, is here. Thank you very much for being here this evening, Council President.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Marr. Thank you for accepting our invitation. So with the recent reevaluation and all the questions that have been going on and comments that have been going on, we thought we'd bring you up and the council, I asked them to submit a couple questions to me, so I have the questions. Also, you'll see on the up on the up on the wall, you see a couple dates. Can you just explain what those dates are?
These dates are the informal hearing dates with professional property appraisers.
Thank
that-
you, sir.
That completed. So I added 4 more dates in December.
Thank you, sir. So the first question is, can you explain how the reevaluation process works and how property values are determined?
Well, what a revaluation does is it brings all properties to 100% of market value. Where Jackson's, the ratio is at 54% to true value today.
Okay, wow. Thank you. Second question is, how will the new assessed property values affect my property taxes?
That's kind of a case-by-case basis. But a quick scenario, 42% of commercial properties increased their tax levy. 13% remained the same. 45% saw a decrease in tax levy. Vacant land saw a 48% increase in tax levy. 30% remained the same. 45% decrease in tax levy. Residential saw a 34% saw an increase, 19% remained the same, and 47% of the residential property saw a decrease in the tax levy, which is usually a third, a third, a third.
Yeah,
So in this instance, I think that the reval did its job.
thank you.
Can you say those numbers again?
Yeah, you know what, can you just speak those numbers into the microphone again? Because I think they're really, really important, the commercial and the residential, if you don't mind.
Not at all. The commercial, 42% of the commercial properties increased in tax levy. 13% remained the same. 45% saw a decrease in the tax levy. On the vacant land, 48% saw an increase in tax levy. 30% remained the same, and 45% saw a decrease in tax levy. Residential, 34% saw an increase, 19% remained the same, and 47% saw a decrease. So on an average, the residential assessments went up 92%.
Wow, okay, thank you. That's interesting. What options do property owners have if they believe their new assessment is inaccurate or unfair?
Well, first, they should contact PPA. Christian, can you put on this
Yep,
letter?
we have it up there.
On this letter, every property owner got this letter with their 2025 assessed value, estimated annual taxes, 24, and there's the number, the 1-800-410-5815. Please call that number. When the letters first went out, the phones were buzzing. Nobody can get through. If people can't get through, and they still can't get through, call my office. I'll make sure you get a call back.
Well, thank you, sir.
And they'll set you up with an informal hearing. They'll find out if the property was inspected, physically inspected. Set you up for an informal hearing. Go to the informal hearing. They'll make a decision on if there's a change in the assessment. And basically, what will happen at that point, the beginning of February, all property owners will get a postcard of their value. That's when the values are certified. The values are not certified right now. So when you receive that postcard, you have a right to appeal your taxes to the Ocean County Board of Taxation.
And that paperwork can be found where to do the appeal?
That's on my website.
It's on your website.
Can you go to my website?
So you're going to go to the Jackson Township, New Jersey.net, and you're going to go to the departments of the municipal tax assessors, and there's going to be a link under there on the lower right-hand side. You're going to click on the tax appeal form, and it's going to be a PDF form,
I thought he was going to pull it
and
up.
the PDF form is going to be,
This-
as you say.
This is for the file a tax appeal. There's instructions with it also. Anybody has any questions, they're free to contact my office.
And-
Also, there's a pamphlet
And where can residents get the pamphlet?
at my office.
At your office?
It's also on the site.
Perfect. Can I just make a statement
pull
along
this
with
up?
that? Yep. So there's a pamphlet that you could pick up that Mr. Marr is holding up. So you could pick that up in the office, and it's also found on the website. And I'm just going to say, for a residential property, you do not need an attorney to complete an appeal, correct?
Do not.
Thank you. I just wanted to put that on the record that you do not, for residential, need an attorney. For commercial, I believe you do, but for residential, you do not.
You don't need an attorney for commercial up to $1 million.
Okay, up to $1 million. Okay. So that was great. And then I just want to make a little statement pertaining to what Mr. Marr is saying. I do have somebody that had called me via the township, and they did not let the company come in, the appraisal company, when they were doing the assessments. He received his letter. He was not happy with his taxes, with the tax. He was in the taxes went up. He did call the 1-800 number, and he did set up an appointment and is letting them in, and that's how he's going about it. And the company, he said, was extremely easy to work with, and they made an appointment right away. So I think that just shows to a testament to what you're saying tonight.
There have been over 400 phone calls made to PPAs so far. And there 60 appointments have been made and completed, and
Wow.
there's 60 more to go.
Wow. Okay.
So there's still time. That's why I put 4 more days in
Thank you.
December.
And that's why we asked you to come here, and we appreciate your time and coming out here tonight. The last question I have is, are there any programs or exceptions available for residents who may be financially impacted by the reevaluation?
Unfortunately, there's not, but the state has programs for senior citizens, disabled veterans, veteran spouses, 100% disabled, and anchor.
And that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. I think you gave a lot of clarity tonight to the residents of Jackson, and we appreciate it.
Anyone else?
I put them together.
That's it.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time today. We will continue with opening comments from the Township Council. Council President Kuhn.
Sorry about that. Okay. Just a couple of house cleaning. All right. In regards to JCP&L, I know there's a lot of lights out. When you send, there was the Jackson Police put a link on their page that you can click on and you can submit the light that is out. It also went to the engineer. I spoke with the engineer. They are going out there. They are assessing it. Once you send one email, it's okay. You don't have to send another one. And you don't have to follow up. They are, there's a lot of lights that goes to JCP&L, and we do have the engineers working on it and letting them know, but it does take a little time to get to that particular light. I know South Cooksbridge we're getting a lot I guess there's a lot of lights out there. We are working on it. We do have the engineers, everybody has gone, and you can go on the police department's website, and you can add if there's a light out in your neighborhood. We do want to know, and then if you want to send it to the traffic safety at Jackson Township, NewJersey.net, we'll forward it to the engineer, and they can add it on if you're unable to do it. So I just wanted to talk about that. In regards to traffic safety reports, unfortunately, I don't have any for us to read tonight. The last one we did was on Heathwood. We did have the machines were put out on Buckingham and Birmingham. Unfortunately, due to we don't have enough manpower in our traffic safety department, they were unable to get the machines in to give me any reports to read to you tonight. I just wanted to kind of go over that a little bit more. So we passed a resolution last year for the hiring of 130 officers where we feel that our town should be. Right now, the civil test just came out. There's 90 applicants, and I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot. There used to be 300 to 400 applicants that would apply to be police officers. They have 90 to go through, and we're civil, so 28 of them are Jackson residents, 30 are in Ocean County, and the rest are in the state. So we are, administration is allowing the hires, but we need to find them also. So as you saw tonight, we had 2 Class 2s. That doesn't have to, I believe they're part-time, so it's not going off the civil test. So we can flip them, as the police officers say, from, Seaside Park, they're working in the summer and stuff like that. So anybody that you guys know and your friends or your family that are officers that are maybe doing summer jobs and stuff like that, and they want to become full-time, I believe that we are looking to hire more. Again, that goes through administration. I'm just speaking as my own. But I please speak with our director, Candido, and send those applications in. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so the next is the camera registry program. So I'm just going to kind of recap this. This is also on the Jackson police officers website. So if you have a Ring camera in your house, you now can go on the police's website. There's a link, and you can register your camera that you have one, that you have one. They will not have access to it whatsoever, but that you have one. And if there is a crime in your area or something happens, and they can go and type in, like I live at 48 Redwood Place. So if I have them registered, I have cameras all throughout my house. So they know that. So if anything happens to me or one of my neighbors and my neighbor calls in for a crime, we don't have officers canvassing the area. They can just say, oh, let's go to 48 Redwood Place because we know that she's got a camera here, here, and here. And I would give them the data. They cannot take the data. They're not going to pull the data. They don't have access to your data. They just know that the areas that they have. I think it's a great way for everybody to feel safe in the neighborhood. I know 2-3 years ago, my car was stolen right out of my driveway. And, you know, I was sleeping in my house and I woke up and I thought my brother was playing a prank on me. So it is important. Safety is always first. So we want to make sure that, you know, everybody, if that's something that you're open to do, that website and that's available. Then as we gather for Thanksgiving season, it's a great time to reflect on all the things that we're grateful for, but it's also time to remember those who need a little extra support, especially with the rising cost of groceries and other essentials. Our local, our local food bank here is here to assist in any way that we need and encourage you to reach out if you or someone else that could use a little helping hand. They also will be open on Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m. If anybody would like to drop off anything. Thank you. Be safe and have a great night.
Thank you. Council Vice President Sargent.
Thank you. Ms. Kuhn, that ring thing, that's a brilliant idea. I'm glad to see that you're going through with that. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Drive safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilman Borelli.
Thank you, Mr. Wall. Congratulations to our 2 special law enforcement Class 2 officers and K-9 units. Stay safe out there, and thank you for your service to our town. We have a lot of upcoming indoor and outdoor things to do and attend in our town with the holiday season upon us. First, the Ocean County Library Jackson branch is going to be presenting the traveling literary theater production of Charles Dickens' venerable A Christmas Carol at 2 p.m. Saturday, December 14th. According to the library's press release, New Jersey actors Charles Dietz, Sandra McLaughlin, and Bill King in full period garb will enact this 70-minute piece that Dickens hand-edited and read to sold-out venues in America and Europe, bringing to life indelible characters, including Ebenezer Scrooge. So for more information on this free production, stop by the Jackson Library at 2 Jackson Drive or call 732-928-4400 or visit the library's online calendar of events. Also, the annual Christmas tree lighting at Jackson Town Hall will be at 4 p.m. on Saturday, December 7th. The Toyland event for kids will be held at the Township Senior Center between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on December 7th and December 8th. And the annual menorah lighting will be held at Town Hall on Monday, December 30th at 5 p.m. These are all free events and hope Jackson residents can attend. In closing, I want to wish Jackson residents and Township staff a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you and take care and have a good evening.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Bernstein.
Thank you, Clerk Wall. I just want to take a moment and thank Business Administrator Wall for really giving a lot of time to council over the past year, but in particular in the past couple of weeks. I got a real education. We've gotten a lot of requests here on the dais and administration with regard to sidewalks. And I just want to bring out some of the points which I think are important for the residents to know. It's always easy to make a request for a sidewalk or for other amenities. Just the process of the sidewalk sometimes requires a survey, B, obviously paving and putting the appropriate, sometimes you need retaining walls, sometimes you need to get easements, sometimes you need eminent domain. So there's a lot of different processes involved. I know the administration's working on some of the high density and unsafe areas, and we look forward to hopefully sharing more with you in the near future. I know by the last meeting, after the meeting, a couple of residents came over and we were discussing some of the ongoing construction road work in South New Prospect. And I'll just preempt any further questions. The job is not done, but one of the things that the county did do last Saturday, they were out clearing all the brush on one side of South New Prospect, and they are going to be laying some form of safe walking material, I think, over this upcoming weekend, as long as the weather cooperates. So what residents could continue to have a safe place to walk as we've lost some of the curbs or the extra area on the side. So hopefully that will work. And again, the county's been down 3 or 4 times in the past 2 weeks. And if anyone notices anything unsafe on the roads, please pass it along, and we will do our best to make sure it gets to the right places. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. And Councilman Chisholm.
Good evening, everybody. So yeah, I'd like to also congratulate our newest police officers and K-9 units. It's good to see the growth of the department over the last 4 years. Hopefully we'll continue that trend. Also, again, it is usually or has been considered to be a certain calling to be a police officer. And in these uncertain times of the last few years where they do not get quite the respect in our public eye that they used to, I certainly hope that they will have a long, healthy career, a productive career serving the good people here of Jackson. They have a great reputation, and I'd like to see that continue. So thank you for your service. Also, some other township employees that don't always get a lot of love. We see some stuff online occasionally. Our DPW is out there hard at work cleaning up all the leaves. We have a lot of trees, at least in parts of Jackson, right? So they're out there cleaning up the streets. Make sure you're not just pushing that into the road, making it unsafe for drivers and people walking. And also, we will be eventually seeing some winter weather. So again, thank you to all of our DPW workers who are out there trying to keep the roads safe for all of us. We know that the roads are not the safest place to be. So anything they can do to help us is a great thing. You may have also noticed, I noticed a big uptick in the last couple weeks since the election of citizen leadership forms being filled out. So if you feel you want to serve in some capacity, there are a lot of committees that you can find on the website. We have openings all the time. So they will be coming up at the beginning of January. If there is a certain specialty you have or a calling that you can go and fill out one of those forms, it's pretty simple. And we're always looking for good volunteers. So I would thank you for that particular service if you are so inclined. And of course, we're all going to be celebrating Thanksgiving in a couple of days. It's a great opportunity to spend time with family. Yeah, you're going to feast. You're going to watch some football. You're going to get a big turkey hangover. It is what it is. But, remember the reason why we have it. Okay, so unfortunately, some of our young people today think that since that first Thanksgiving in 1621, we were there thanking the Indians. We were not there thanking the Indians. Yes, they helped us, provided us some food, taught us how to grow things that we were not used to coming from Europe. However, we were there to thank God. And that is the reason why we should be celebrating this day on Thanksgiving. So just a brief quote as you kind of remember that. Yes, George Washington brought it back in his term. And of course, Abe Lincoln continued that trend before it became a national holiday. But he just remembered that those blessings of fruitful fields and healthful skies, to these bounties which are so constantly enjoyed, that we are prone to forget the source from which they came. Others have been added, which are of an extraordinary nature, that they cannot fail to penetrate and soften even the heart, which is habitually insensible to ever watchful eye of providence of Almighty God. So I wish you all a pleasant, happy, healthy Thanksgiving, and please remember where those blessings come from. Have a good night. God bless.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Councilman Chisholm. It's now in order for the council to consider approving the executive session minutes for November 12th, 2024. If you have a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bernstein?
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm?
Yes.
Council Vice President Sargent?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next item is ordinance for first reading. Council President, are there any comments regarding ordinance 36-24?
Yes, Mr. Wall, thank you so much. So this ordinance was compelled by the last year I've had on the ROVA committee, working with Councilman Chisholm and knowing that, and meeting the members of this committee and realizing how much passion they have behind the committee. And the councilman, this is his, this is his last year. And I wanted to, make sure that we could have, him involved in the project, not as a councilman, but hopefully as a chairperson of the committee, so he can run the committee, be a part of the committee, and help find members of the committee to keep that committee the passion in that committee and have that committee moving forward. It will continue to work, will be council selections, but I believe that all of the council members here would be more than happy to appoint Councilman Chisholm as the chairperson of this committee. We had to revise it as a via ordinance, so I spoke with our attorney, we whipped it up, and here it is. We want to get it done before the end of the year so that it is secure, that we can continue to do that, and that committee can continue to grow. So thank you very much for being part of the committee throughout the year with me.
Any other comments?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. This is ordinance 36-24, entitled an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Jackson, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 3-153 of the Township Code with respect to advisory boards, committees, and commissions. Motion to approve the ordinance 36-24 on first reading and to authorize a notice of approval and public hearing to be held on December 17, 2024. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moment. Councilman Borelli? I'm sorry, any discussion? No? Councilman Borelli?
No, I mean, anybody have any discussion?
First reading.
On speaking on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, obviously, I certainly support everything that's been happening over the last few years with ROVA. They've been a great committee to work with. They're hardworking people, and whether you're in Jackson on any committee or you're in another town, if you have the opportunity to work with people that actually are going to do the work behind the scenes and are as passionate, you'd be quite fortunate to have them on your committee. So like I had mentioned earlier with the Citizen Leadership Forum, if you have a passion and a love for something, please give your time and your effort. This committee is a prime example of how these things work as citizens and contributing, actual government of the people, by the people, for the people. This is what it's all about. So I certainly support the notion, but since this may in some way benefit me, I will be abstaining on that. I don't want to have any preconceived whatever.
Motion.
Thank you. Well, it's motion second. I'll then call the roll. Councilman Borelli?
Yeah, first I want to say I wholeheartedly echo Council President Kuhn's comments regarding this ordinance, and look forward to working with Councilman Chisholm and the ROVA Committee on the plan and vision for ROVA Park. Yes.
Councilman Bernstein?
Yes.
Confirming Councilman Chisholm, you're abstaining?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Council Vice President Sargent?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We now have a motion to approve or hold bills and claims. Just a note, I do have abstentions in the event that they are relevant. For Councilman Borelli, EYE 01, NJD 11, NJS 04, RUT 04, or RUT 04, STA 28, and TRE 09. And for Council President Kuhn, RC 502. Are there any other abstentions?
Yeah, I was on COM 44 and RUT 04.
COM?
44 and RUT 04. Yes to the rest.
All right, thank you very much. So we entertain a motion then?
Motion.
Second, I'm sorry.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No.
All right, call the roll. Councilman Borelli?
Abstain on vendor numbers that Mr. Wall mentioned. Yes to the rest on there.
Councilman Bernstein?
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm?
Abstain on my two, but yes to the rest.
Council Vice President Sargent?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Abstain on the one and yes to the rest.
Thank you very much. The next item is consent agenda. Motion to approve the list of resolutions. They are R390-24 through R398-24. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
No.
Councilman Borelli? There's a
Yes.
roll call. Thank you. Councilman Bernstein?
Yes, and I just want to point out our 98-24. I'm very excited to see it on there, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work with our director. Yes.
Councilman Chisholm?
Yes.
Council Vice President Sargent?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We have a motion now to open the public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? No? Okay, we're now open to the public. This time, any member of the public, if you have any comments, please address the council microphone, state your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Donnie Edelman, 206 Willow Point. I just have a couple questions that may be pretty easy. I've asked it before. I'd like to get the answer this time as far as who's responsible for making changes overall for public property in the town, and specifically over by the Justice Complex and the park. I guess we'll call it a park that's over there. That's number one. And number two, what is his job and his job duties? Because he thinks he's still a cop and thinks that he's still in charge of enforcing laws. So if you could answer that, I'd like to know. I just need the answers, and that's it.
Council President's prior directive, we can take all your comments and questions
Yeah,
and answer them after you finish.
Thank
No,
you.
those are my,
That's it?
that's it for tonight. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Attorney?
Okay. Can I have some answers?
I'm going to let their attorney answer.
Oh, all right.
So all public property under the Faulkner Act is controlled by the mayor. Mayor is responsible for all potential facilities. As far as Officer Candido, his duties and responsibilities are set by the ordinance that was adopted by the Township Council last year, and his duties and responsibilities are contained therein. He's also a department head in the municipality, which under the Faulkner Act reports to the administrator.
Okay, but are any of those duties responsibility active law enforcement?
He is not an active sworn law enforcement officer, as opposed to acting in public safety.
Thank you, sir.
Do you remember that? And then
You said that was your
you
only two
said the mayor
questions.
was in charge of the properties. Okay, so I'll take care of, I'll deal with that with the mayor. And as far as Candido's thing, I will look it up online. I'll look up the resolution. Do you happen to remember, or could you maybe forward to me when it was that those job duties were?
You can email the clerk, sir.
What was that?
You can email the clerk's office.
Okay. All right. And then the last thing is, just so you know, I do appreciate that you telling us about the township camera registration program. While I was sitting here and you guys were doing your thing, I did register my cameras in case something does happen. I
Thank
do
you,
want to
sir.
make it available.
Thank you, sir. We
Thanks.
appreciate that. You have a great night. No, we're not going to be doing that tonight. Thank you. You can email him or make an appointment for the appointments.
Good evening, Alex Marco, 17 Brentwood Drive. A couple of things on, I've been watching kind of YouTube, watching council sessions. Regarding the traffic in Jackson, has there been any exploration to putting a sensor light on East Pleasant Grove Road by any chance? Because there is a preschool over there, and that is a horrible left with a lot of trees blocking it that, I see a lot of cars trying to kind of get out.
What was the location? I'm
It's
sorry.
East Pleasant Grove. It's just up Cedar Swamp on the right there.
I'm just taking notes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But there is a preschool over there, and I wasn't sure if maybe something you guys were looking at. So I'm also a member of the Knights of Columbus over at 11529 out of St. Monica. We have our annual Christmas tree sale coming up. We did have to move from Glorious due to all the construction over there. It will be held this year at Premier Design Concepts. It's 138 North County Line Road. They do bring in this Friday, and we'll go until we run out of trees and wreaths.
Thank you.
And also Santa may be making an appearance on the 14th.
Oh,
On a more somber note, tragically, Jim Morrell lost his life, over the weekend. And I'd like to put a thanks out to the Jackson PD for helping manage traffic and helping people through the Candlelight Vigil over the weekend. We did confirm that he will be having his wake for Friday at 4 to 8 at Olivier. And also the mass will be 11 o'clock at St. Monica's. There is a public GoFundMe, but do please pray for the family. Thank you, Councilman, and for your time this evening. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
thank you, sir. And if you want to email me, if you stay after, I'll give you my card and I'll get that information out.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Good evening, Jim Sluck here. Not getting off that easy. New Prospect Road. I see they put all nice new lines out. The things I've noticed that are concerning on that road, there are spots along that road where the travel lane is maybe an inch off of the curb and off of the dirt. On one side, it's on the curb, one side, it's on the dirt. There are multiple spots on that road, especially between Rosebridge Bethel Church and Wood Lane, where since the travel lane is now far to the right, where there are sewage drainages, those dips are significant. I can tell you, I've driven by it, I've hit them a couple of times, and one of these days, somebody's going to lose control. Some other things, people are sitting in shopping centers and they come out and they come out and cover one full lane. They cover the travel lane. So you're stuck waiting for them to make a left out, and there's cars along that road coming out like crazy. The other one that kind of runs in my head is between Bethel Church and Brewers Bridge and Wood Lane, traveling north. You know how many left-hand turns there are? There's two. One into the development and one into a home. You know how many left turn arrows are on that piece of property, on that stretch? There's 12. Now, I know the town, so I know where the left turns are, but to have 12 arrows out there making left-hand turns for people that don't know where they're going, we're going to cause problems because people are going to get into that lane and then they're going to come across somebody that's trying to make a left going the other way into a true left-hand turn, and you're going to have a standstill. So those are the things that I've noticed with New Prospect that are still need to be reviewed.
Well, I just want to say one thing. We've noted all of your comments. Councilman Bernstein's going to answer you. I just want to say one thing. We're working on it, and it's a county road.
I
So the
understand
counties
that.
did design it, but Councilman Bernstein, would you like to say anything?
So what I was just going to
Before you respond, one thing I'm going to respond to you is, yes, it is a county road. We live in Jackson. You are the council of the residents of Jackson. If I come to you, you guys should be going to the county to
Yeah.
deal with it, not me individually.
100%.
That's why you guys are here. Now you can.
So I appreciate, I wrote down your points. The arrows I noticed, I had emailed them already earlier this week. I haven't gotten a response back about that one. The sewer, that was new to me, but obviously I'm going to go out there tomorrow. I'm actually going to take the clip of tonight's meeting. I'm just going to forward it directly to Anna, say this was a resident. I'm going to CC you hopefully so we could make sure that they see that. But yes, all valid points we're going to get on it.
Yeah, I wish I could remember exactly where the two big dips are with the drainage ditches. But
I guess I'll go out there, but if you're out there tomorrow and you see it, you can definitely shoot me an email with the exact
yeah,
locations.
I can tell you for the most part, I travel between Brewers
I
Bridge
know.
and Bethel.
I was counting the arrows. I stopped at after 8 because it was
There's
enough
12.
white paint, but yeah.
There's 12.
I know.
So that's it.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Have a good
I
holiday,
appreciate it.
everybody.
Seeing no one come forward and make a motion to close public comment?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? No. Unanimous.
Motion to close?
I had it written down. Motion to close.
First.
So
That was the
moved.
first time I wrote it down.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? There's an
No.
honor to clerk for you this evening.
Thank you,
so
sir. We
very much.
appreciate
Thank you. Did a great job.
Did an amazing job.
We'll try. Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Unanimously carried. Good evening, Council President.
Thank you. We're good? Thank you.